Pain is the price of becoming. And Nietzsche understood this more than anyone. He did not see suffering as a curse to escape, but as a crucible, a test designed by existence itself. While others begged for comfort, Nietzsche walked into the storm. He believed that only through agony, through confrontation with despair, could the human spirit rise above its chains. To Nietzsche, strength was not born from ease, but from collision, with chaos, with loss, with meaninglessness. For in the depths of suffering lies a question: will you shatter under the weight of it? Or will you use that pain to forge something greater? This is the path to the Overman, the one who transforms torment into transformation. When Nietzsche declared that God is dead, he wasn't celebrating atheism. He was mourning the collapse of certainty. The world once had an anchor, moral systems, divine order, purpose written in heaven. But as human reason grew, that sky cracked open, the gods faded, and humanity was left staring into the void. For most, that void became unbearable. Without a divine authority to tell them who they were, people turned to comfort, to conformity, to distraction. They built shallow idols to fill the silence. But Nietzsche saw a different possibility, a higher path. If God was dead, then man was now free to create, to define his own values, to shape himself into something beyond man, the Übermensch, the Overman. And that path, he warned, would demand everything, including the willingness to suffer without a reason, to burn without promise of reward. Suffering, Nietzsche said, is not an enemy. It is the fire that tests what is real within you. Modern people flee from pain, anesthetize it, distract themselves from it, believing comfort is salvation. But comfort is what makes the soul decay. To Nietzsche, pain was truth in its purest form. It strips away illusion. It shows you what you are without masks or lies. Only through suffering can one become, because the process of becoming demands destruction. Destruction of weakness, destruction of delusion, destruction of everything that keeps you small. He called this process self-overcoming. To confront your own despair until you no longer fear it. To turn that darkness into strength. He wrote, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." Not as a cliche, but as a warning. Strength has a price, and most are unwilling to pay it. The Overman is not a hero. He is not noble in the moral sense, nor virtuous in the way society defines it. He is beyond good and evil, not immoral, but amoral, freed from the herd's idea of what should be. For Nietzsche, humanity was a bridge, not a goal. Between the animal and the Overman stood the human, trembling, doubting, afraid. The Overman crosses that bridge through suffering, by enduring what would break lesser souls. He doesn't run from chaos, he uses it. He doesn't reject pain, he commands it. He sees suffering not as punishment, but as raw material, something to mold into power. In every hardship he asks, "What can this make of me?" And that question alone separates him from the herd that asks, "How can I avoid this?" The Overman's strength is not physical, but existential. He stands alone before the abyss, and instead of despairing, he smiles. Nietzsche despised pity, not because he lacked empathy, but because pity turns strength into weakness. When you pity someone, you lower yourself to their level. When you pity yourself, you destroy your own potential. He believed that modern morality, born from religion and social comfort, glorified weakness. It taught people to feel noble in their suffering instead of powerful because of it. It replaced the will to rise with the desire to be comforted. The Overman rejects this. He does not beg the world for relief. He absorbs pain, learns from it, and uses it to expand his power. To pity is to deny life's brutality. To embrace it, to face it with courage, is to affirm life itself. As Nietzsche wrote, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." That chaos is not something to tame, it's something to master. Imagine living your life again. Every pain, every mistake, every humiliation, repeating forever. Could you accept it? Could you look at that endless loop of suffering and still say, "Yes, I choose this"? This is Nietzsche's test of the soul, the eternal return, a thought experiment that separates the strong from the weak. If the thought fills you with dread, your life is still ruled by resentment. But if you can embrace it, if you can look at the totality of your existence and affirm it, you have transcended suffering. You have become master of your fate. To Nietzsche, this acceptance was the ultimate act of strength, not escape from suffering, but eternal embrace of it. In the end, Nietzsche's message was not comfort, it was confrontation. He asked you to stand naked before existence, stripped of meaning, of hope, of excuses, and create yourself anyway. To stare into the abyss and not blink. The weak pray for the world to be gentle. The strong learn to be fierce within it. Suffering is not your enemy. It is your forge. It is where the Overman is born and where the old self dies. So when life burns, don't run. Step into the fire, because every wound you endure willingly becomes a weapon in your hands.